So today we're going to work on the triangle, which is very simply your snare drum, your high tom, your low tom, and the movements that go with that, along with all the clock face touches that you have to get into, all the numbers. There's 3 different movements I work with and 3 different arm angles. So that would be arm angle 1, which would be a 90. And then arm angle number 2 probably would be the reach to the high tom. And then number 3 obviously would be to the low tom, to get comfortable. So you're playing and you're comfortable and now you're not trapped. So if you want to go with a left hand lead to the high tom, you know how to roll into it. And if you wanted to come back over with a left hand lead, you know how to drop the right hand into the 6 and go over and get through that. So the triangle starts to divulge all these different numbers that you need to get into without doing the triangle. If you stay on the snare drum, you're gonna go, why am I bothering with all these numbers? But as soon as you start working in the triangle, you start to see that you need those numbers to get over and around and under and through, and that's the key. So the next idea would be the motions, which would be the arm coming off the elbow, would be 1. 2 would be the hand coming off the wrist, would be 2. And the fingers coming off the knuckles would be 3. So you'd put them together like this. Arm angles 1 and 2 with arm or motion number 1, which is the arm. And you govern everything else. So you're holding on to the stick. It's not loosey-goosey. You're not playing with the fingers. You're not letting it come off like if you were playing a ride cymbal or something and you're letting it free and pulling it back. It's just that arm making that stroke. And then the right side doing the same thing. And then the hand, which would be 2. And then the right side 2. And then fingers. And you got those arm angles happening. So, it's certainly something to work on to be able to get comfortable. I know as a young guy, I wanted to move through all these things. I had no idea how to do it. Had no idea. I'd watch Tony Williams play, I'd watch Billy Cobham play, or Buddy. I didn't know how, I couldn't do it. I'd be, a mess. You'd be like this. You didn't know that there's a grab going on there, which you'll sense when you're doing these exercises. You got to grab the stick to push it through the air. This bouncing thing where you're just letting it go is just wonderful for one target playing. But if I got to play in between this and jump to my high tom left hand lead, I have to grab here. So yeah, I'm grabbing the stick to move it. I got to move it through the ether. It's got to go through the atmosphere. Got to get to that target and then come back. I got to grab it again. And if I'm playing accents and I pull it through the ether and push it up, right? I got to push through and grab it again to make those accents. So that's the way that this works with the new science. You put this together with the arm angles and the motions, and you move through the triangle now with what we talked about in the last video, 9-3-5 Lev, 9-3-9. So you can do it with the hands, the fingers, the arms, and you start to see, whoa, I'm getting this. I'm seeing that all these strokes I'm making are definitely something that helped me get through this when I use the clock face. I'm much more comfortable. I got an idea where I'm going. And of course, not even worrying about crossovers, just reaching back, with the left hand, just getting it through, keeping it going, getting it through, and getting back home safely. That's the key to this. And, if you look at the drum set, you're going to go, yeah, there's other triangles. Yeah, there's the hi-hat and the snare drum and the high tom. There's all those motions too. So that's there for you to watch and look at and work on also if you wanted to do that. Left hand lead, you're just going the other way. You're going 7-2 instead of 5-11 with a left hand lead. You'll see things. Hopefully the videos help you get into some of this stuff. And if you need to reach out and get a lesson or two, there's ways to reach me. the main idea is to work with the snare drum, high tom, low tom, and those strokes, which I call transition strokes, to go through the chasms, right? So that's really the key, so you're comfortable with your platform in all these different ways, so you're able to create. You're not stuck and only going to be on one target at a time. You're able to play whatever you want to play. If you play the snare drum all the time, well, with this being comfortable on this arm angle, you can be comfortable now playing your tom-tom, your high tom, exactly like you play your snare drum. You get those same ideas, plus coming off the ride. You're going to see it's a lot of help for you to play solos and setups and things when you have all this openness and you are sure of where you're going to land the sticks every time when you decide to go out and open the door to the little house and go into the outdoors, and it's a big outdoors, and you know where everything's coming and nothing's going to come at you and shock you. No more anxiety attacks when you're on those tom-toms. You know exactly where you're going. You're not going to get trapped down here. You know how to get through with whatever you need to do. You know numbers to cross to, flat flams. And like I said in the last video, it's wise on the tom-tom to stay to the outer edge. Not the hoop, but somewhere in between. It's like the ride cymbal. You don't play the ride cymbal on the edge, and you don't play the body, and you don't play the dome. You play the bow where it's curved. It's the same magical place on that tom-tom. It's right off the edge. That's where all the action is. And you get plenty of space to play all these ideas, these transition strokes. The transition strokes can either make you or break you. They can smash an idea because you didn't work on, the things you need to work on, so you get caught. You're stuck. You didn't make that. You don't know that the body and the platform has to be at a certain level to get through these ideas. And that's the magic behind this. Nobody covers this stuff. Hopefully you're gonna take this stuff and run with it. In 10 years from now, there's gonna be people doing solos and people are gonna be going, whoa, I had no idea the drum set could be this musical, because these guys are moving through and around and doing and going, and they're playing things that we never imagined, because you're not locked by, say, just like a sticking. You throw away that and you get this opening of like, whoa, I'm just totally free. You don't have to worry about a left, right. And I love all those cats that play that stuff, but this is something different. This is to help you, certainly not to replace the stickings, but it's to help you do things, where you strike in one time. I saw Ringo Starr on something last night on YouTube. His setups were singles, all single taps, everything he did. Whatever that is. I'm a jazz drummer. So anyway, enjoy, work on this. You're going to notice, you're going to get into these rooms that you never thought you could get into. See you next time.